Hi guys, I wanted to show you how to craft a budget weapon for the cold conversion Spectral shield throw that everyone's playing right now. It's really popular and it's really strong. Uh, and a lot of people are also having problems crafting a good weapon for it because the weapons that we're crafting are very different from what you would usually see in normal attack builds. Since we're using our shield, most of the local mods that we would use on a normal weapon are useless. So pretty much all of these mods are useless. The only mods that we can use are elemental damage with attacks, damage as extra, and a bunch of shaper, redeemer, or like global mods from influence. And we want to go for physical damage as extra cold, and you want to craft on a level 80 plus base, and you want to spam freeze it for the first base. um, we want to craft on a rune dagger because the crit chance implicit is really important. You want to craft on a golden Chris, platinum Chris, or copper Chris, I think. Anything that has 50% crit chance will be best in slot. And as you can see, it took me like 5 fossils with the T1 cold damage as extra. Peace damage as extra cold. Make sure you don't have any other shaper mod because we're going to awaken orb later. And for the second dagger, make sure it's a rune dagger as well because normal daggers can't roll it. At least can roll this mod, at least according to Craft of Exile. And you want at least level 80 so that we can roll the tier 1 hatred increased ore effect. And on this base, we need the Redeemer influence. And this is what you're looking for, just the T1 hatred effect. And then you can just go ahead and awaken. You always click on the awaken orb and then you click on the bad base, which would be this one. And then you click on the good base and we import it so we can awaken. And now you'll get something similar to this. You can get 2 prefixes, 2 suffixes, you can get everything full. If you get everything full, you have to annul and risk it if you want to continue the craft. Or you can just leave it like this. You're gonna be like 5% off DPS of what people are using right now. But if you have a prefix open and a suffix open, you're pretty much fine. You can craft. Prefix cannot be changed. Sorry. If you want to do the easy version, you can craft band suffixes and you can just craft multi. So this dagger alone is like really close to what Crouching Tuna is using, which is the creator of the build. And it's just 3 mods. As you can see, just those 3 mods, well divined, are only 0.2% off of this dagger with increased damage per frenzy and other stuff. So if we put it on and we look at the DPS, it barely changes. We pretty much do the same damage. And some people were saying that penetration would be better, but on the setup that people are running right now, penetration is actually worse. We lose about 3% damage, 3.3. And if you don't happen to have one open suffix, instead you can craft cold damage as extra chaos. And the difference between crafting multi and cold damage as extra chaos is just 1.4%. So let's say your suffixes are full, you just remove, you can go in prefixes and craft cold damage as extra chaos here. And pretty much you'll do the same damage. It's gonna be like really close. And let's say you want to go for an even better dagger. What you can do is you always want one suffix open to keep the craft going. If you don't have a suffix open, you're forced into annulling, or you're forced into crafting a prefix and just selling it or using it like that. But to go for like a better dagger than the basic budget version, you need a suffix open. So, and you preferably want prefixes full. So let's say we just craft any random mod so that our suffixes are full now, and we use one exalt so that we fill up one of the prefixes. Now we can go in our bands and craft prefix cannot be changed. And while we have the prefix cannot be changed, the fizz damage as extra cold will never get removed, so it increases our chances of using Isling. And Isling can only remove one suffix in this case, so it will remove 1 in 3 cases, it will remove the hatred, and in 2 out of 3 cases we remove these 2 mods. The current Isling on Craft of Exile is bugged. It doesn't let me use it if the item is full. Right now it's a 50-50, but in-game it's a 2 out of 3 chance of succeeding. Because I can't do it on Craft of Exile if the item is full, but I tested in game and it should work. So we Isling right now. If we remove the good mod, which is Hatred Effect, we break the item. And if we remove the prefix cannot be changed, again, we break the item. If we remove the prefix cannot be changed, this is very unlucky. Okay, we remove the prefix cannot be changed now, and we unveil. And the mod that we want to go for are anything that is global. For example, double damage while focused, attack speed while a rare or unique enemy is nearby is really good, even though this mod is usually really bad. But in this case, since we're only scaling global modifiers because we're not attacking with our actual weapon, so we don't care about local modifiers, this is really good. Any local attack speed is bad, any cast speed is bad because we're not casters. Any local crit chance is bad. We don't scale endurance charges, so we don't want endurance. We do scale frenzies, so this mod is really good if you can get it. And we don't scale power charges as much. Accuracy gives us something. If you don't have any other option, you can take this one. Crit multi is really good. Any damage over time multiplier is really bad because we don't scale it. We don't care about the damage over time multiplier. Minion stuff is useless for us, and trigger is one of the best unveils. If you can get trigger, you should go for it. In this case, we got Crit Multi, which is a pretty good mod that we can unveil. And as the last mod, we probably want to craft trigger on the weapon, and it's pretty much done. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4 mod weapon. Or we can also craft double damage if you don't really care about the trigger and you want to use Arcanist brand for triggering your stuff, maybe. If you want to get even more damage. So where's the trigger here? We can craft trigger and the weapon's done for mod. And I'll show you a little bit of stuff on POB. Let's say this is the weapon that Tuna's using right now. Is the creator of the build. And this is what you can do on a budget. It's only 0.2% less damage than what Tuna's using, but you lose the trigger that he has currently on. But the trigger he has is on an 8-second cooldown, which is not that good. Make sure that if you go for the budget version, at least you try to divine it well so that you can compete with the other weapons. The range of divines is not that big. It's like 3 on the prefix and like 6 on the suffix. So it's gonna take like 5 to 10 divines to get something really close to perfect. And a lot of people wanted to craft on a Sambar Scepter. I don't actually recommend crafting on a Sambar Scepter because, as you can see here, you lose damage compared to a Platinum Chris. The global crit chance implicit is just too good, apparently, on this setup. And if you don't have an open suffix and you can't craft... if you can't craft Crit Multi, you can craft Cold Damage as Extra Chaos instead as prefix. And the damage is like 1 to 2% off, depending on your setup. And yeah, it's really easy and straightforward. Thanks for watching, and thanks for everyone supporting the channel. If you want to see more content, I will be streaming on Twitch. I'll leave the link in the description below, and see you in the next video.